The Leo and Danny show.
But I wrote a book about it, and I got pussy from that book.
Fuck
so
yeah. That's all
we can
that
find
matters.
some silver lining. Just
that
write a
matters.
book, dude. These hoes are so dumb. Like, I don't know what fucking Danny was doing. Danny's are the. I mean, that's so pathetic. You couldn't get a hand job off a book about getting hand jobs.
Well,
I actually hooked up with a girl from Stanford, and I told her I was making out with her in a bar. It was my birthday. I was doing a bunch of coke, and she at one point was grinding up on my thigh, and I could feel her wet vagina through my jeans. A soccer player, nonetheless.
Ooh.
I told her about my book. I told her where she could find it. She looked it up on Amazon, and she said she had to go to the bathroom, and then after she emerged, ushered her friends out the door.
wow.
I never told girls about my books again.
Respect, dude. That's an artist right there.
Yeah.
It was no, that's actually when I gave up writing for good.
Did you feel bad about that? Did you actually feel bad? Like,
I already felt bad because I was a busboy. That was my day job.
Wow.
And being a busboy, you don't have the money that you have as a drug dealer.
Yeah.
So my self-esteem was bad already because of that. But then I try to show chicks or tell girls about what I do, and they laugh at it, especially in a city like San Francisco where it's so status obsessed.
yeah.
So I tried to downplay that shit as much as possible. I actually had a strategy of not telling girls what I did for a living. I would call them 40 dates. I would tell a girl to come over to my house, and we had a pretty nice house. The reason being is there were 9 guys living in there, 7 of which lived downstairs. Just got to make sure the girls don't go downstairs.
Right, exactly.
They come over, we would get shit-faced on 40s along with some shots because
Hell yeah.
the malt liquor alone is not going to get them drunk enough. We'd go to a bar in the marina, drink more Red Bull vodka so we're both seeing sideways,
Yeah.
and then come back and fuck.
Hell
And
yeah.
I felt like if I had those dates condensed enough, the girl comes over at like 8:30, we go out at 9:30, we come back before midnight.
Right.
She doesn't have enough time to ask questions about my life.
Yeah.
And that was my strategy. And then I would never talk to the girls the next day because when they started asking about what I did or how much money I made,
Well,
I was embarrassed.
You're like, no. I mean, but if you were grown now, you'd be, well, if you were a grown man living with 9 other dudes,
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be an issue. But now you'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, I'm a busboy, but I just fucked you, you know? And
Yeah.
you're-
Yeah.
And you're in San Francisco, they're all 6s, you know? So it's like, that's what's fucking cool about San Francisco is you could just meet a chick and you go out and get fucked up, and then you just fucking raw dog her, you finger her ass.
It's so true.
And it's like, and then she goes off to Google,
Yeah.
and you know,
It's
go
actually-
off to fucking bust tables.
It's really, really true. And I haven't gone out enough in LA to know if it's not the case here.
Not the case at all.
Nah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to have any fun in LA.
No.
Yeah.
Leo tell you.
What is the deal with that? Because I imagine if you're going out, first of all, what he said about the San Francisco scene is so true. It's these girls who work at Google, who work at Twitter, who work at Merrill Lynch. They're
Right.
putting in 80-hour weeks, and come the weekend, they just want to do a bunch of coke,
Yeah.
go fuck a guy and not even remember it.
Nobody works
But
here, man.
Here, if you go out to a club in Hollywood, the girls, they don't get more status obsessed. If you don't play in the NFL or if you don't have 1.5 mil on Instagram, they don't want to bang you.
Right.
But there is a tech scene here as well. And is it that much harder to fuck these tech girls in LA?
On the west side, that's the exception. You can get laid on the west
Yeah.
side.
Santa Monica.
Chicks in Venice and Santa Monica
Yeah.
will fuck you
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're normal. They're these affluent chicks that are
Yeah.
accountants or, you know, yeah, they work at a, you know, Merrill Lynch or whatever. And, you know, they're yoga instructors. They're not trying to be in show business. So they kind of have these normal lives. And, you know, the beach, chicks like the beach. There's something aphrodisiac about
There
the
is
beach.
some beautiful about the
but in
beach, yeah.
Hollywood, I mean, all that shit, forget about it, dude.
You think that makes enough of a difference? The proximity to the ocean in Santa
I
Monica
swear to God.
gets a girl's pussy wet.
I swear to
The
God.
marina is the easiest place to get laid in San Francisco. It's called the marina for a reason.
There you go.
There are boats and water and shit. You go over to the marina, or not the marina, you go over to the Mission, not so easy.
Not so easy.
Yeah.
Go to the Tenderloin.
What
You're
are we
getting your dick sucked to the Tenderloin. You've got a crack problem.
Yeah.
You're there for a reason, dude.
I think the magic number here is about 2 or 3 miles away from the sea. It gets harder to get laid.
Yeah. It's really, and it also, it's everybody's just working. This is the job, right? This is the LA job.
Yeah.
So it's, that's why it's best to just like get married. Just like hitch up with somebody in LA, you know?
In LA,
have
yeah.
fun in San Francisco, New York,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. Fucking sow your oats, bang a bunch of chicks,
Yeah.
get herpes,
Yeah.
Get
you know,
herpes.
get on Valtrex, and then fucking come to LA when you're ready to kind of like settle in and
Yeah.
grind. You know what I mean? By the way, what do you think about this idea? So I have this theory that tons of fucking hot chicks are herpes addled, right?
Yeah.
Get on that fucking herpes dating site. you can fucking bang out whatever you want to. And because of the fact you have herpes, it doesn't really matter what you do because their dating pool is limited. You know what I mean? Kind of brilliant.
There's a herpes dating site, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, in LA, it's like,
Wow.
you know, it's every third chick has herpes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
They've
actually...
all fucked Crystalia or, Logan Paul or something.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea for an average guy who wants to bat out of his league. Adam Carolla had a great analogy about this. It's like if you're buying an appliance and it comes in avocado green or it's got a ding in the side, you can get it for a much better price than you could a brand new Kenmore freezer.
Exactly, but you can barely tell the difference.
You can barely tell the difference. Instead of herpes, it could also be a girl who's a stripper and who has a boy who's like 4 years old and a sketchy ex-NFL player dad in the picture.
Right.
Like, that's the baggage you're getting, but you're also getting a great rack and a fine ass. It could also be a girl, I think Adam Carolla, an amputee. If you get a girl who lost a leg at sea, for instance, that's a piece of pussy you're getting at a discount.
You could get Fat Jerry to have sex with a girl with herpes from that site. That'd be funny.
Fan Jerry, I think, would get friend zoned even by a herpes amputee with an ex-NFL baby daddy.
Or just go on J-Swipe, pretend to be a Jew. That's another move.
Yeah, but that's, oh God, that's a whole other nightmare. You know what I mean? Like chicks from the Valley, Persians, Jews. I mean, you grew up in the Valley, you know.
I did.
It's like,
it's tough too, man. Yeah, look, they only want to date a Jew. A Persian more than likely is going to end up with a Persian. A hot Armenian girl is going to end up with a fucking ugly Armenian guy.
Yeah, you've got to drive a Mercedes. You have to. They're the opposite of like the show business groupies. They're like you've got to be a lawyer,
doctor,
minimum.
a lawyer.
Yeah,
you know, make a lot of money. Be serious.
If they
they're
heard
hot, dude. The Persian girls,
Persian girls are hot.
They're hot, man.
There was a Persian girl at UCLA who all she would do was give me hand jobs. She drove a BMW, not like the 3 Series. I think it was a 5.
Was it white?
It was like 20 grand more. Yeah, it was white.
Yeah,
is
white
that what Persian girls
BMWs,
do?
dude. They
exactly.
Fucking, all of them have white BMWs.
She would pick me up at my frat house. We'd get in the back seat and she'd give me a hand job on Gailey Street, right next to UCLA.
That's pretty great.
It was awesome. And she would rub my nuts.
That sounds great.
And she would use a handful of lotion. And then...
just like her mom taught her.
Absolutely.
They're very
family,
subservient to men in that culture.
Yeah. And then we stayed in touch until I started doing this stuff. And as you guys have predicted, she started pulling away.
Of course.
She started not responding to stuff when she saw the microphones and the camera. If I wasn't going to dental school, our relationship was through. No more hand jobs.
It's done. I think the Valley has a nice... diamond in the rough kind of chick, though. Like, you can go find a girl that doesn't wear a lot of makeup at her bar with some glasses on. You take those glasses off, you look at her ass, she's fucking hot as fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
There's a lot of diamond in the rough chicks in the Valley.
You meet a lot of just fucking alcoholics in the Valley that want to fuck. You know, like single moms and shit.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking they slam a couple of shots of Fireball and get in their car. You're like, that's badass, dude.
Dude, the Valley is a shady fucking place. You can find any type of woman that will be down to have sex with a young man in parking lots and stuff. That's where I developed my techniques. Many of them.
Parking lots? Yeah, fucking parking lots in the Valley.
Yeah, you do. You do.
That's the only.
It's like it's a normal thing here, man.
I knew a chick from the Valley. I would only fuck her in my car. Like I refused to let her in my house. You know what I mean?
Why was that? What was her defect?
She first of all, she was a single mom of 2, so it's like she didn't have any time anyways. You know what I mean?
So it's quick.
Exactly. And I just like fucking her in the car. I'm like,
nice.
You know, I don't know. It just had that kind of. We had that kind of energy.
You wore a condom with this girl, right?
No, absolutely not. How do you wear a Jimmy when you fuck in the car
with a single mother of 2?
Well, I can't. And she's Mexican, so like I'm really asking for it. You know what I mean? She might have a 3rd kid.
Yeah.
But she no. So I actually met her after a show. Nice. She was there to see Rogan, and I got a guest spot, and I just leveled the place. So that's another way to get laid in this town is to be a good comedian.
Dude, you can get laid. Comedians always kind of get pussy, dude.
They do. Yeah. They do, because if you have a good set and a woman's in the audience and you kind of talk about yourself, it's kind of like a first date.
It's a first date.
So she gets that out of the way. Okay, this guy.
I like this guy.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, back to banging this chick in a car. So when you fuck in a car,
It's interesting what you're saying, though, and I totally agree with it.
Do you know what I mean?
The first date thing.
Yeah. It's like you get like the interview part of the first date out of the way just with your act.
They know you a little bit, and they know presumably you're not a serial killer, because a serial killer wouldn't be having this high of a profile.
Right, exactly.
And then also the internet thing too. They see the fan worship going on, and they realize, or it tricks them into thinking you're high status.
Right.
also.
Exactly.
So I've only banged about 3 groupies off YouTube, but they all fucked the first date.
Yeah,
Right
totally.
away.
Absolutely.
And it's probably the same thing after you go to the bar, after you just killed the room.
Yeah.
That girl's not going to kiss you and exchange phone numbers and leave. She's going to fucking be face down in your lap in the parking lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
That's what Leo likes.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're doing all right with the lady. So this girl that you're in love with, though.
Yeah. So I'm done with the skanks, dude.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah,
it's
just
time.
don't
34.
do it for
Same.
me.
Seriously.
I'm dedicating
about
myself to
34
this girl who's cheating on her boyfriend right now. Fuck the skanks.
What, is she cheating yet or no?
No, she's not cheating. So no, we haven't fucked.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay. Loves
her for real.
she is like an honorable, loyal chick. You know what I mean? Which is like, it's what I love about her.
Wow.
You know?
Does she?
I mean, if she called me tonight and was like, all right, I'm going to cheat, come over and fuck you, I'd be like, yeah, get over here, whore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but
I don't know if we can call her honorable and loyal just yet. She is surreptitiously communicating you while in a relationship.
Yeah.
you're right. Let's talk about her flaws.
Yeah.
Well, she's not. No. This is not her boyfriend though. This is her quote best friend and they sleep together. So yeah. I mean, I know that sounds weird. This chick already on paper she sounds fucking crazy, right?
She does.
Because you hate those chicks who are like, I'm fucking this guy, I love him, but I'm not committed to him.
Okay.
But that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? She got a lot of trauma. She's a female comedian, so it's like
obviously,
there's
yeah.
sexual abuse in the past.
Absolutely.
You know, her house was on wheels growing up. It's like, you know, and I told her, baby, as soon as mom and dad kicks, I got at least $1 million coming to me. You know, so
Is that
it's
true?
like-
Are you exaggerating that?
No, it's
inheritance?
probably about $1 million. It's me, my brother, and sister, and I think my liquid. My parents are worth about $3 million, and the house is worth like $900.
What if she's fucking Eddie Murphy or something and money isn't an issue? What if that's the other
dude,
guy?
If she was fucking Eddie Murphy, I mean, she'd probably be doing better because like some of that has got to rub off. You know what I mean?
I've heard he's very cheap.
Really?
He's got 10 kids.
Wow.
He's got a reason to be cheap. He's also probably worth.
Does he have 10 kids?
10 kids.
I know,
He just had a kid.
I know nothing
Wow.
about Eddie Murphy.
He just turned 60.
He's
and he
a
just had
ladies' man.
kid.
I'll tell you that much.
I've heard he's still hilarious too.
Yeah.
I've heard somebody said somewhere that he has parties all the time for comedians to come over and watch football games, boxing matches, and he always kills, and he's always the funniest guy
Chris
there.
Rock and Kevin Hart and
Wow.
all those cats, like they're like Eddie's still the funniest,
Wow.
just off the cuff, kicking it.
Wow.
Yeah, he just doesn't try anymore because he, you know, whatever it was, man, he made so much money and he had all these fucking classic movies, and he just didn't. He wasn't compelled to go back
the
to
Nutty
stand-up.
Professor classic.
what I was gonna say.
Gone with the Wind.
Shrek, dude, made the
A
most money.
Streetcar
Dude.
Named Desire.
I
Yeah,
heard playing Donkey.
Schindler's List.
That's Austin's favorite. I'm gonna say that
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. He doesn't like the way it ends, though. He wanted it to, you know.